Oh my god, so I was gonna make this video about Artfight drama and discourse about, like, all the... I was gonna make a video about all the drama that's happening with TikTok this year, like, about all the mass attacks, being point farming and lazy, and people complaining about not getting attacks even though they're not attacking anyone else, because I think all that is generally ridiculous. But I was listening back to the audio and I generally felt my soul leave my body of like sheer boredom, because who actually cares? So instead we're going to talk about Artfight and how much I love Artfight, because Artfight is a great game and the people who are complaining about it can be quiet, because this is my time to talk and we're going to talk about Artfight. Let's go. Before we start the video, I'm going to keep the only part of the script that I liked, and that was shouting out the artist behind the character you see in front of you. The artist is Sad Apple Art. You can find him on Tumblr, YouTube, the website formerly known as Twitter. I've left their socials and their YouTube link in the description below, and while you're there, why not give us a like and maybe subscribe. I like talking about art, I plan to talk about more art, and I want to grow this channel to see where my art career can go, because I'd rather do that than work at a shop. So, you know, subscribe, support this little guy. Right, back to talking about Artfight. So, Artfight, this has been my 4th year taking part in Artfight. I started back in 2020 in the peak of COVID. That was a horrible time for everyone. I was in the middle of university at the time, and it was the summer break. I was just finishing my first year of university, and I was stuck at home. So since I couldn't do anything like go out with friends and stuff, I thought, oh, what's this little art competition thing people are talking about? Maybe I should have a look and take part. That could be really cool. So, you know, I made my account and the rest is history. I've been taking part in Artfight for 4 years now. And, I mean, I took part in 2021, 2022. 2023, I kind of just, like, didn't, because I don't remember why. I think I had a job at the time, and I just did not have the time to take part in Artfight, which, you know, fair enough. So this year at Artfight, I wanted to really push myself for the art I was creating, because in the past few years, I've created some good art, some not very well, mostly not very good art, because a lot of it is from previous years where I was still learning, you know. Right now, I also don't have a lot of time for Artfights, especially July, because the start of July is my birthday. So I find it hard to involve myself in Artfights because I am busy seeing friends and hanging out with family. I didn't actually start Artfight this year until the 15th of July 2024, and my first piece of art was for my good friend Spirit Productions and their character First Draft, and this character is a My Little Pony character. Their My Little Pony character, I had a lot of fun redrawing a My Little Pony, because I haven't drawn My Little Pony since, oh my god, I was like 16 and I'm just turned 23, so it's been a very long time since I've drawn My Little Ponies. Thankfully, I have retained the muscle memory of drawing a horse. I think this came out really well. I really like the way the wings have been drawn, and sort of like the horse anatomy is really reignited a love of drawing horses, and I have drawn horses since then because I really enjoyed doing it. I think horses are weird to draw. Thankfully with the ponies, they have like this very small cartoony snouts, but with actual horses their snouts are like really long, so I find it hard to get the proportions right. First Draft was the first one I did, and then the second one was Bat by a friend of mine called Snowbat, and Bat is a character I've known about for a very long time. I've drawn not Bat but other characters in the same continuity that he exists in. He's a really cool little guy, little cool character. He is a pirate, I think, of some sort. But I wanted to do like a cool dynamic pose because I've been doing a lot of live drawing recently. I've been going to live drawing every week just to practice anatomy, and I wanted to use Artfight this year to get a few dynamic poses out there. And I think I succeeded quite a bit. This art for Dravatti. Dravatti is an artist who's really good at like World of Warcraft type characters, trolls mainly. And they have this character called Zazie I've seen a lot on like Twitter, in my sort of like Twitter circles. So I really wanted to like push my dynamic posing in this one and give him a really cool like kick pose. I was inspired a lot by Spider-Man for the pose here. I pretty much ripped off a Spider-Man pose, to be fair, but Zazzy's really cool. I also used this piece of art to practice line weights because I've always struggled with line art and making it look good. You know the meme where it's like the sketch looks better than the line art and like the artist cries? That's me. That's me, guys. It's literally me. And I mean, this one did really well on Twitter. I have another one that I will talk about in a moment that did really well on Twitter, but this one is probably my favourite from this year because I just love just everything about it, the colours, the shading, the line arts, the background, the pose. I think this is some of my best work, and I'm really proud of it. Right, so next one, we're going to talk about... This one was sort of just a joke. This took me an hour. This took me an hour to make because me and Sir Fluff have spoken before. We know each other. We're cool. We're cool. And I wanted to draw something just silly because, you know, we're just silly. And I drew their characters... Chiffon, Muffin and Latte. Now, Chiffon, I have a bit of discourse. I have a bit of a bone to pick with Sir Fluff because I don't pronounce it Chiffon. I'm saying Chiffon because I got made fun of for calling him Chiffon. And I think Chiffon is actually the right way of pronouncing it. But because the Americans call him Chiffon, I'm wrong. And I think that's offensive towards British people. I don't really usually say or care about being offensive towards British people, but it's being offensive towards me, so now I have an issue with it. So Chiffon, or Chiffon as I like to call him, is strangling old Muffin over here because this is a parody of a meme from SpongeBob. I don't need to explain to you what SpongeBob is. I think this art's really fun. I'm really happy with sort of the negative space in this art, especially for Muffin's like mouth, and a bit in Latte as well. I also had to like try and edit out the original characters because for the life of me I couldn't find a version of the original meme without the characters in it. So you'll see like bits here and there of me editing it. I didn't put a lot of polish into this attack because it was a stupid meme I made as a joke. Sir Fluff did see it. They didn't comment on the actual Artfight page, but they did see it and they laughed. So that's all I could have wanted. Oh, and I should have mentioned this piece of art, obviously because Sir Fluff is a very big artist. This got 172 likes on Twitter. So thanks, Sir Fluff. Appreciate it. Appreciate the shout out. The next attack is for my name twin. My name twin. Okay, so the lore of this is that my name is Skelizard, obviously, and I came across someone called Skelizard, and I followed them, and then they followed me back, and then we were both instantly like, we need to attack each other. So I managed to finish mine first. So I drew their Githyanki called Vrick. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. You're going to find I'm not going to be able to pronounce a lot of things. I apologise to every artist in this video if I can't pronounce your character's name. Vrick over here. He's cool. I just thought it was really funny that we have very similar names because I always thought Skelizard was a very unique name. And then over here comes Skelizard. So thanks for stealing my name. But we're twins now, and they drew me a really cool revenge I will share at the end of the video. The final attack that I did this year, at the time of filming this, the art fight isn't technically over yet, but I have a life, as I previously mentioned, so I will no longer be doing any more attacks. My final attack is the one you're seeing a time-lapse for now, and this is for Sad Apple Art that I mentioned before. I'm going to link everyone I mentioned in this video down below, but their character's called Kidabai, and I think it's Kidabai, I don't know. The text-to-speech generator said Kidabai, so that's his name. He's really cool. He's like a Minotaur, or Minotaur. God, he's a Minotaur, so he's really cool. For this one, I wanted to change things up because for all my other art, I did digital paintings and drawings, and I recently got a bunch of new paints and fine liners. I wanted to try them out. This is sort of a combination of gouache, watercolour, and some regular inking. So a mistake I did make with this painting, if you look at the images you're going to see that he's a much darker skin tone than what I did, and that's because I'm not good at painting. I got it wrong, my bad. But I also think it's a combination of the watercolour and just overall the way I mixed it, because I'm not very good at mixing paints. I never have, I don't paint. But I do want to learn, so I imagine my next video is going to be me learning how to do that. I'll record it and release it and tell you my thoughts then. But other than the skin tone, I'm really happy with the way this came out. This was very much a trust the process. You can see it a lot in the video. There's certain areas where the painting goes horribly wrong, and I'm just like panic. And you can't see me panic, but I'm just like, oh my god. But I do recover for the most part. I mean, I really enjoyed painting these. This is probably, other than the Zazie one, this is probably my second favourite of all the ones that I did, just because it's so different to what I usually do, and it's really ignited a spark in me to really keep going with painting, and I really want to see how I can improve. I'd love to make more videos about my painting journey and trying out new paints, new techniques, that sort of thing. So that sort of rounds out all the attacks that I did. I'm going to post on screen now, editor me, put on screen all the revenges I got from people this year. Some really cool ones. I got a lot of my art Sona this year, which I think's really interesting. I don't usually get a lot of my art Sona, but he's had a really good year this year. I also want to shout out is the one by my named twin Skelizard. I got this in the day of recording this audio, and I'm generally like blown away. I want to print this off and frame it on a wall. It's generally like some of the best piece of art I've ever seen in my life. Shout out to Skelizard. I'm gonna put their stuff in the description, as I said. But yeah, I really love their art. So I just want to thank everyone who revenged me this year. And I might get more in the future. If I do, I'll also put them in this video in the description. Oh, I never mentioned what team I was on. I was on Team Seafoam. I should have mentioned I was on Team Seafoam this year because, I mean, we're not going to talk that much about Discourse because I don't care. But there was a big thing this year about how there was an oversaturation on Team Stardust and Team Seafoam were kind of falling behind. Now, at the time of recording, we are currently 700k points behind Stardust, and I mean it's very strange Artfight because you will find the other team that ends up winning was behind in most of it. I've seen it happen before. It happened back in 2020, it happened in 2021, I think it happened in 2022 as well, but I don't remember that. Yeah, Bloom, yeah. So Bloom was a bit of an underdog in that year. I was on Team Bloom, and we were losing to Team Wither, and then suddenly we just shot up and won it. So, will Team Seafoam continue the tradition I don't think so. I think it's too late now in the competition. I might be wrong, but I've really liked playing on Team Seafoam. I've had a lot of friends who are on Team Stardust. I think only one of them was Friendly Fire, and that was the Sir Fluff one, but the rest of them were all proper attacks towards the opposite team, and every artist that I attacked was really nice, really friendly. Those that did revenge, I know a few of them are just busy and weren't able to do it this year. Not an issue. I don't understand the people who are like, oh, how dare you not revenge me? I mean, the point of Artfight isn't to get revenge. I think if you're on Artfight just to get revenged or get attacked from people, you shouldn't be playing the game. It's not a game for you. This isn't how you play the game. The game is about having fun and discovering and drawing cool characters, which is basically what I've done this year. I especially met some really cool people this year. So I'm really glad I managed to take part, even though I started halfway through the month. I probably could have drawn more if I started on the 1st and didn't wait till the 15th to actually start attacking. But yeah, I'm excited for Artfight next year. And will I make a video next year? I don't know. We'll see. So this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for all the artists who sent me revenges. Thank you to all the artists I attacked for your support, and thank you all of you who watched the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'd love to make more. And if you took part in Artfight this year, why not comment down below and tell me what it was like, what you think. That's the end of the video. I will see you guys in the next video, where I imagine we'll be going through painting different skin tones. If that's something that interests you, subscribe, and I will see you next time.